So here we have Guy Lussac's worksheet. I'll do number 1 with you, and you can try to do 2, 3, and 4 on your own. Um, what I'm going to do is the way that I generally recommend it, the way I would do it. It's a bit long-winded, but at least it goes through all the steps, and you can take any shortcuts you want. But there's the answer, 1.03 ATM in bold and italics. Determine the new pressure when a constant volume of a gas at 1 atm is heated from 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. So just a reality check that since the temperature went up and pressure and temperature are directly proportional, our pressure should go up as well. And we can see that as a head start, as a heads up that it did, went from 1 atm to 1.03 atms. So first thing first, what I do is take inventory. So the first pressure is 1.00 atm. The second pressure, I don't know what that is, so I'll put down an X or a question mark. The third thing that I'll do is the temperature 1 and temperature 2. Now, the 1s and 2s don't matter in terms of they didn't come from crisscrossing or any type of mathematics. They're just subscripts to differentiate between the two pressures and the two temperatures. What is important is the fact that P1 happened at T1, that P2 happened at T2. So while this system was at 1 atm, the temperature was 20 degrees Celsius. We know that because it says the second temperature is going to correlate to the new pressure, so that's 30 Celsius. So a little bit of a trick here is that we need Kelvin, always need Kelvin temperature, so I need to add 273 to this. Technically it's 273.15, but we'll be a bit lazy on sig figs and round this to 293 Kelvin, and 30 plus 273 is 3003 Kelvin. So that's there for us. So that is taking inventory. The second thing I do is I look at the equation, which is here, which is something you'll be given on the final exam and on the test. Excuse me, only the final exam, not on the test. And so that is here for you. So let's try this out. P1 over T1 equals P2 over T2. And what we need to do here is solve for. So do the algebra any way you want to, whether it's cross multiplying, plugging numbers now or later. I prefer to plug in numbers last so I don't transcribe them improperly. I prefer not to cross multiply and do algebra like algebra should be done, but any way you can, any way you know how to, solve for P2 in an algebraically sound way. So step 2 is do the algebra. Step 3 is plug and chug, and this is where I enter in the values of what was given to me. They're all listed for me already because I took inventory. So I go ahead and plug those numbers back in like so. I don't really need to think too much about where these numbers are coming from because I put thought into it back when I took inventory. Multiply the top numbers, divide by the bottom numbers, and proper sig figs, mental math 1.083 or calculator math, ATMs. So 3 sig figs went in, 3 sig figs came out, and that is consistent with our answer. And again, mathematically, it makes sense that it increased, the pressure increased because we increased the temperature.